I think if you're watching this, it means that I've planned to go ahead with a reading vlog. And that's what you're watching right now. It's currently a Friday. I'm going to Waterstones today instead of Saturday because who wants to go into town on a Saturday? I am on a book buying ban this year, but I have a £10 Waterstone voucher from my Waterstones Plus app that I'm going to spend today, hopefully. And that will end up being the book that I'm hopefully going to try read this weekend. It's a £10 voucher, so I have to go for like £9.99. That's usually the price of books. Sometimes they're £12.99. Don't often do reading vlogs. This is a first for me. I'm going to kind of try see how many books I can read this weekend in like a realistic sense. I'm not gonna do like straight 8 hours of reading, but I want to finish some books. I've got a few on the go right now, and hopefully I'm going to pick up a new book today. I am not going to pick up a book that I've been wanting to pick up. I'm just going to go based on vibes. I've not got anything planned in. I'm just going to see what happens when I get to Waterstones. I think let's get going. I'm going to try my hardest to do some filming in Waterstones, but I think you all know me by now, and you know I get a little bit shy filming in public. I don't do a lot of bookish content other than my monthly reading reviews. It's mainly because like the aesthetics of booktube just don't match with my life. Like I don't have the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of books. I don't have the cozy chair, I don't have the cozy reading corner. Like I do, but just like not in the way that I want it. So that's why I don't really do a lot of like booktubey content, but then I just thought like, fuck it. Let's do a fit check. I have my Adenola jumper, my Uniqlo bag. Oh, you really can't see them. My New Balance, my slip-ons, and a New Era hat. Some stuff I've got to take to the post office, and some returns, so we're doing that at the same time. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm at the bookshop. I'm in WH Smith's. I never come in here, but I needed to post something, so I just thought I'd look at the books. I really want to read this. I really, really, really want to read this. Heard amazing things about it. And I want to read this. If you've read any of those, let me know which one you'd recommend. Good morning, it is finally the weekend. Welcome to what I'm hoping is going to be a reading vlog. It's about 10:15, I woke up about 8 today. Doug has gone away to Germany to watch the Euros, so I'm a football widow for about just under 2 weeks. I didn't really want to do much this weekend, if I'm completely honest. I've got a long weekend, like a 4-day weekend, because I booked some time off. So I thought maybe I'd do a little reading vlog. I've been watching some reading vlogs. It's finally the first day of the reading vlog. I have quite a lot of reading I want to do and get done this weekend. I figured I'd make the most of it while Doug's not here and we're not doing anything. He's literally just left, so we can get started. I had my breakfast already with him and I made a coffee to drink in bed. Today is like a full rot day, I think. There's a little bit of work I want to do. When I get a bit sick of reading, I want to do some video editing. Other than that, the whole day is completely up to me now. It's pouring with rain outside. It's really windy, which is really nice when all you want to do is stay in bed and read all weekend. I went to Waterstones yesterday. I forgot to show you what book I've got, but I'll show you a bit later on in the video because it's not upstairs, it's down in the kitchen. I'm really struggling with like my book selection at the moment. The books I picked at the start of the month just like clearly aren't working for me. So I'm going to finish one today because it's a short story. So I'm currently reading Coraline. I am 55% of the way through, but I'm on page 88, so I've only got like another 80 pages to go. So I'm going to try do that all in one fell swoop while I drink my coffee. I love the movie Coraline, and I just wanted like an easy short read. I've never read the book before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read in chunks, and I'm going to let you know like page counts as I read, I think. It is 10:25 a.m. I don't know if I'm going to keep up this time stamping business. It actually took me like bang on an hour to finish Coraline because I kept getting distracted on my phone. I'm not sure if anyone else has this, but I often really struggle to read in the morning and the day, which is why I usually stay up so late, because even though I've like allotted my time to reading, it feels like I should be doing something else. I don't know. Anyway, thoughts on Coraline. The ending is slightly different to the movie. Not by much. I think it's different. I haven't watched it in a couple of months. It's like one of my comfort movies, the film. The ending is slightly different. And I think I prefer it. And also it feels a little bit scarier. Let me just change it on my story graph to say that I've read it. The Coraline is 192 pages, so it's very short. I just wanted to do like some short stories and stuff because at the start of June I've been feeling very like reading slump energy. I think I just picked up a couple of books that weren't good, that I didn't enjoy, like in a row, which has made me feel a bit unenamoured. One of them I've been really struggling to finish, so I don't know if I'm going to DNF it, but I've put it down for a couple of weeks to just come back to it and read some stuff that I find like a bit more inspiring. I don't mean like literally inspiring, but I mean just stuff that I like. Time for me to get up. We have more reading in plan, but I'm gonna get up and shower and get out of my pajamas and like make my bed and stuff. I'm basically gonna get ready to settle down and read some more. I'm gonna start a new book. The weather's not looking promising. It's looking like I might not leave the house today. It's really a luxury to be able to get up and decide what you want to do, isn't it? I feel crusty, you know that like noon I've been in bed all morning crust, even though I've gotten up and done stuff. Time for a nice shower. So greasy because I straightened it this week. Let me show you what I bought yesterday at Waterstones. I'm sure you saw from the vlog, I spent an hour wandering around Waterstones yesterday. I think because I'm not buying books this year and I knew that I would be filming this, I felt like a lot more pressure because it was only a £10 voucher as well. I got that from like the Waterstones Plus app from buying so much like for Christmas for people, and also from when I spent my gift card earlier this year. So it felt like I had to be really correct with what I chose. So I felt like a lot of pressure. Wandered around for ages. I went up on all floors like multiple times. The longest book in my hand was Penance by Eliza Clark, but I was reading the blurb and I've had so many people recommend it to me and I really wanted to read it, and I just panicked and was like, nope, I can get this from the library, because I knew it was at the library. And then I picked up Death by Her Hands by Atessa Moshfegh. Let me just look up if that's the correct. Yeah, it was Death in Her Hands, I was right. I felt like that was a pretty safe option because I love Atessa Moshfegh books, so I was like, okay, fine, that might be all right. Then I went up to fantasy and horror and I thought, I'm not buying any fantasy books because a lot of them are series. I'm only buying one book. I often don't trust a lot of fantasy recommendations. Like I'm more often left feeling like I want something from the book than I am being like, oh my God, I loved it. So then I went into horror and there was loads of horror books I wanted and I couldn't decide. I walked past the LGBTQIA+ fiction section and they had a nice little display on. They always do in the Brighton Waterstones, but it was bigger, I think because it's Pride Month. Mrs. S was in there and I have looked at this like the last 3 or 4 times I went into Waterstones, and it's in my TBR on my story graph, and I thought, I'm gonna get this is perfect. I love the cover. A lot of the books that I buy, if I'm going to buy them physically, I need to love the cover as well. So I often just go in and choose based on the cover. But I love the cover of this. In an elite English boarding school for girls, a young butch woman arrives to take up the antiquated role of matron. There she meets Mrs. S, the headmaster's wife, an older woman who's her polar opposite, assured, sophisticated, a paragon of femininity. Over the course of a long, restless heatwave, the matron finds herself irresistibly drawn into Mrs. S. world until their unspoken desire blooms into an illicit affair of electric intensity. But as the summer begins to fade, both know that a choice must be made. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. This is what I'm going to be reading now. I'm just going to get my setup all comfy because I'm not going to read sitting up. I'm going to read lying down as a lady of leisure. And then when I want to take a break, I've got editing to do, I've got chores to do. I'll probably most likely take a break like 5 until the evening, you know, that I need that kind of like transition that it's turning into the evening. I'm gonna make a cup of tea and get comfy and get some snacks. I'm gonna get comfy, I'm gonna get reading. You can see it's nearly 1 o'clock. I am a little bit peckish, so I'm gonna read until I feel like I want to make lunch. I'm looking forward to this book. I needed everything within arm's reach. I'm gonna start straight away on these crisps. I am 46 pages in. I started reading just after 1. That's quite a good measure of how fast I read actually, because I've been trying to like figure out how long it takes me to read things, and that's probably like a page every minute and a half, maybe. I'm stopping because I'm actually so hungry, but I'm just gonna go through thoughts on this book with you quickly. Confusingly, what took me a second to get into is that there is no, how do I say it? There's no punctuation around speech and conversation, similar to normal people. So the conversation is just recounted as part of a paragraph. It's not like structured traditionally, like how you would think in a regular book, I guess. I'm immediately picturing Mrs. S as Gillian Anderson. I really like the setting of old all-girls private school, like heavy wooden pews, like big buildings. It's just really interesting to me. It's very, I always say very visual, but you know, when you can really imagine a book setting. I think I'm a very visual person, so I usually have no problems conjuring up imagery from books, but sometimes it just really resonates with me and I feel very immersed. I'm liking it so far. The conversational difference does make it a little bit slower to read because I'm having to like concentrate a bit more. I'm gonna make some lunch. I'm gonna make eggs on toast. So basically I had this truffle and artichoke pesto left over and I wanted to make a fried egg like in that, but then I realised my bread had gone mouldy. So I had bagels, and I don't like doing a whole egg in a bagel with the like squeezy yolk. It just really annoys me. I mix them up. They went really dark because of the pesto. I've got some pickles there too. It looks horrible. And put some avocado in it. But I forgot that I wasn't scrambling them. I was trying to make like a flat omelette so it would be whole in the bagel, and it's not, they're scrambled. But it will taste delicious. I've got avocado and like seasoning in there. Also I put honey on my eggs. If you haven't put honey on your eggs, you should try it. Especially if you've got like a chili honey or chili oil on top of your eggs as well. But like with a truffle and artichoke pesto, a honey on an egg. Stunning. I'm feeling a bit sleepy after eating. I'm going to save the washing up for later, and I feel like that's a really bad idea. But the time is 2:07 p.m. I would like to read for another hour or so, I think. The sun's come out, so I was toying with the idea of going for a walk, but I don't really want to. My memory card ran out of space and my camera battery died. I finished reading about 3:15ish. I made it 100 pages through the book, so I'm happy with that. And then I just did my nails because they needed doing. You can't really see them that well. It's about 5:15 now, so I've been doing, oh, have I really been doing my nails for 2 hours? It's so annoying. I want to carry on reading, to be honest, but I need to like tidy and do my chores so that I can get into bed and read tonight. And I'll need to do some editing as well later. So I think I'm going to do all of that between now and dinner. I'm going to order takeaway for dinner. And then I'm going to read after into the night. Kitchen is tidy and I'm in the midway of editing, and I'm annoyed that I said all my chores were done, to be honest, because there's always more chores to do, which always seriously impacts on my reading time. I haven't like vlogged any of my editing or anything because I just think it's quite boring. There's not a lot to do. There's not a lot to show you. I'm just having a look at what food I might get for takeaway. So I've got 3 options. I really want ramen, Chinese food, or Nando's. And looking at ramen, I'm a bit hesitant because ramen doesn't always travel very well. So Wagamama's do a nice ramen, but they, for some reason, they don't do the broth separately when you get it delivered, which just leaves you with soggy noodles. And the other 2 places that I want to go, or that are available to me on Deliveroo, are places that me and Doug have said we'll go like together, and we want to go in person. So I'm on the fence, but one of them is on offer. Like, I also kind of want Nando's or like a burger and fries or something. So I'm looking at Nando's, but is Nando's expensive on this? Halloumi in it is extra £2.25. That's crazy. Okay, let me add everything up. Let me see how much it's gonna cost me. I have my Nando's. I got a great imitator wrap, which is their vegan wrap, with wild herb sauce. I usually get medium, but I just didn't fancy that today. Peri salted chips and a corn on the cob. I usually prefer chips and garlic bread from Nando's, but I'm not that hungry today. Like, not hungry enough for chips and garlic bread. I just demolished that in like a whopping record time of 10 minutes, and I'm really enjoying this book. It was a good accompaniment. I've been thinking a bit more about this as I've been reading it, and one, I stopped reading it earlier and I had some like more time to reflect. I mean, it's literally written on the cover, but I'm going to reiterate it that it's very, very atmospheric. It's very heady. It feels very, I mean, obviously it is very sapphic, but there's a lot of yearning, a lot of longing. I think there was an end of a chapter sentence that really added to that like atmospheric yearning. For a moment, I think she might touch by my side, finding a rib or maybe my arm. She doesn't. It is unbearable. Like, the chapters end in a lot of stuff like that. Yes, I am doomed, etc. So there's very much this kind of like tender, longing, yearning in a very atmospheric setting that's very like dark wood, pews, church, school. I mean, it's just very gay, isn't it? Like Catholic all-girls school, house mistress, matron, headmaster's wife. Like, I love this kind of imagery. I'm just under halfway through and I'm wondering if I can finish it tonight. I'm gonna give it a good go, or at least get like all the way through it so I can finish it tomorrow, because I'd quite like to squeeze in another book tomorrow if I can. I have one that's on my list. It's literally like 8 o'clock, but I'm gonna wash up and start getting ready for bed and like get into bed and put some pajamas on, clean pajamas. Okay, so the pajamas tonight I think are gonna be these ones. No, these ones. Stripy long sleeve. It's kind of cold at the moment, you know. Skincare is done. I have quite bad skin at the moment, so that's why I have all of these crazy spot stickers on my face. Been inside all day. I've gone out to the garden to like walk the plants and stuff, but I've been inside all day. And do you know what? That's the kind of stuff I love. I'm such a homebody. I didn't finish editing my video, but that's fine because I can just do the rest in the morning. I got an acupressure mat. Let me show you. I'm gonna do like 20 minutes on my acupressure mat. It's basically like a spiky mat that you can stand or lie on. Like, that hurts. And it's supposed to be really good for like deep muscle relief, pain relief. There's a whole bunch of benefits. You should look them up because I can't explain them all. I got it yesterday and I did 20 minutes on it before bed and I slept really, really well. Obviously that could have been for like a multitude of reasons. So I'm gonna try it again tonight and see how it feels. I did it through thin pajamas last night because I was scared it would hurt, because it does hurt a little bit at the beginning, but I think I'm gonna do it tonight with nothing on. I've got a little bralette on, so I'm gonna leave that on and I'm gonna lie on this for 20 minutes and read my book. It's supposed to be like really, really good for your health and good for back pain, and I've had quite a lot of back pain lately. The idea is that it hurts in the first instance and then after like a few minutes, like, you do have to build up to it. I've got quite a high pain threshold, but it hurts quite a lot now, and then when your muscles will relax, it's kind of like pressure points, you should be feeling a bit better. I'm gonna put the other piece under my neck, and it is 8:54 and I'm gonna read for like 20 or so minutes. It's nearly 11 o'clock. I'm so tired, so I'm gonna go to bed and call it a night. I am I only have a quarter of the book left. Honestly, I just kept getting distracted on my phone, so I read a lot slower than I was hoping to. So I'm currently on page 169. I've probably got like just over 100 pages left. To go downstairs and just check all the lights are off and the door is locked. I know I've done it, but I've got to check. And then I'm gonna go to bed, and I think I might put on a bit of Big Mouth on my laptop because Doug's away, and I find it really hard for the first couple of nights to go to sleep when he's not here. Like, we've literally lived together for like over 6 years, so I'm still not very good at sleeping alone, although I do really enjoy it. It's just those first couple of nights are really hard. Like, I find it hard to go to sleep even though I'm tired. So yeah, thank you for spending your Saturday with me, and tomorrow I'm planning to have the slowest Sunday ever. Good morning, happy Sunday. I woke up and my spots haven't got any better, but that's fine, it's fine. I've actually been up for ages. I have just been like doing my washing and doing chores and stuff, and I just couldn't be bothered to vlog. Just thought it's like unremarkable, you know. It's about 11 o'clock now. It's actually beautiful, like it's such a nice day outside. So I'm gonna go get a coffee and take my book with me and get some reading done. I'm gonna try finish the rest of Mrs. S. I did think about taking my laptop and thought, oh, like I could go edit now and then read later. But to be honest, it's so nice outside. I would rather read outside and edit inside. Another one of my 2024 outs was to stop buying coffee out, because all I did was buy coffee, and it's working pretty well. And to be honest, I've barely drunk coffee in the last 2 months anyway. I have just at home, but I have a free coffee on my app today, so I'm actually going to get a coffee off that because I go there for brunch quite a lot, so I've collected enough points. Anyway, I'm going to get changed. I'm basically going to wear exactly the same thing that I wore yesterday, more or less, so don't judge me. I'm off out to get my free coffee, and this is what I'm wearing. Yeah, I feel like I look cute. It's really a beautiful day outside. I'm back. It's 1 o'clock. I was there for like an hour and a half, and I finished Mrs. S. This might sound really silly, but going and sitting somewhere isn't something that I do really often. Not because I'm self-conscious, that's probably like 10% of it, but more because I feel like it's a bit of a waste if I'm not enjoying it with someone. I know that's so silly, but like, I've never really been that proactive about going and doing something by myself, even though I love my alone time. I really value time spent by myself, and that's usually time spent indoors. Like, I'll never just go and do something like that, so it was quite nice to go and do it, to be honest, and I think I'm gonna try do it a bit more. It's nice to just like go and sit and read somewhere. I think it's because sometimes I resent spending money like just to be by myself, but also I love spending my money. So I got a coffee, and then I got an Earl Grey and a banana bread, because the banana bread on the menu was just like looking at me for ages. It's really hard though to focus on my book and not sit and people watch, and I was quite good that I stayed off my phone. Thoughts on Mrs. S? I overall really enjoyed the vibe and the atmosphere of this book. I knew about the ending. This is going to be spoiler free because it kind of alludes to the ending in the blurb. It's about an affair that has to be short-lived. This is definitely a book you have to concentrate a bit more, because I found the lack of conversational punctuation quite difficult to follow at times. I mean, if you've read Normal People, you know the vibe. I thought the yearning and like the unstoppable barreling train of obsession was written really, really well. Also, no one is named in this book. Everyone's called something ambiguous, like the house mistress, the nurse, Mrs. S, Mr. S, the girls. It's a very slow, hot, lazy summer burn. I love the element of finding yourself as like a young butch lesbian. The main character is 22, I think, and Mrs. S is older, and this whole thing feels like it will be a formative experience for the main character. But there was just something missing from the book for me. It was good, but it's not like a 5-star read for me. I know I don't rate books anymore, but it's not super up there. Can't quite put my finger on it. I'm gonna let my thoughts marinate a bit longer because I only finished it like 20 minutes ago. I think I would recommend it. It's 2:30, 2:35ish, and I've just been like editing in a nest of clean washing. You know, when you're just like tucked up in bed. I just finished doing some editing and queued a video. I just needed a little break from reading, and I've just been really deciding what to do with the rest of my day. Like, you know, when there's so much stuff you want to do today and tomorrow. I just don't know what order to do it in. Really randomly got the urge to like redecorate my Kindle, but let me show you. So this is my current Kindle. I've got a clear case, so obviously the edges are yellowing a bit, but honestly I think because my Kindle's green, it's like not really that bad. I just don't see the point in buying more like plastic to put on top of it. Like, I can survive with a slightly yellowed Kindle. One thing I don't have for my Kindle is a pop socket. I really want one. I would probably have it on the left hand corner. It's so much more comfortable. Or maybe I'd have it like this. God, they've got a nice like translucent one, but it's £16. That's crazy. £16 for a pop socket. I don't know, maybe I don't need a pop socket. That seems kind of ridiculous. As it's Sunday, it wouldn't be a Sunday without an everything bath, and I'm gonna try squeeze one more book in before the end of the day. I can definitely do that. So I am gonna read Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. I have had so many recommendations for this. It's only 146 pages, so I'm gonna try read like half in the bath and then read the other half later. From what I remember, it's a love story based in southeast London. And apparently it's like really achingly beautiful, really like touching. I've had so many good reviews about this. I've been recommended it a bunch, so I'm really excited to be finally getting around to it. The time is 3:25 and I'm starting my book. I'm probably going to read for like 20 minutes and then read with my conditioner in. Reading check-in. It's about 6 p.m. I am 52% of the way through. I read a bit while I was in the bath, I read a bit while I was doing my hair, and I read a bit while I was cooking. I'm definitely going to finish it today. It's not very long. I was a bit unsure about how I felt about it at first, but I just love love. I love books about love. I love the whole like best friends to lovers as well. I'm obviously like biased because I was really good friends with my partner before we got together. It's like so desperate and yearning, and it's like making me fall in love with them. Like, I'm falling in love while I'm reading this book. It's giving me butterflies, but I'm also being like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Right, so it's actually 9 o'clock. I finished Open Water like a little while ago. I just had a little tidy, that kind of thing. I haven't really been vlogging myself doing much reading today, like the actual vlog, because I figured there's only so much sped up time lapse of me reading that you can possibly want to watch. Open Water was around 146 pages, 145 maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. So I finished it like half an hour ago, so my instant take thoughts, wonderfully written, like very, I don't want to say flowery prose because it still felt quite grounded, but very flowing prose, like lots of meandering sentences. That really stuck out to me. Hot, hazy summer in southeast London, a very interesting commentary on being in love when you're young and like black masculinity. I will say the second person POV was really difficult to get into, but probably only because I don't read a lot of second person POV books. I feel like that might be a bit of a deal breaker for some people because it can be quite hard to read, but I think just because I wasn't used to it. But I didn't necessarily think it took away from the book. It just really, it made it stand out more. But that might be something to consider. I was really sucked in by the falling in love with your best friend story. I'll have to simmer on my thoughts, and I'll probably be able to summarise what I feel about this book more concisely in my monthly reading wrap up at the end of the month. I've realised as well, once again, it's another book I've read that we don't have names for the characters, which makes it even weirder because you feel so close to them but you feel so far away. Poignant is the word that I'm thinking of. Very poignant. It does become a bit sad. I don't know if sad's the right word, like melancholic at the end, which is fine. I just wasn't expecting it. I thought it would sustain like a consistent level of joy throughout. I need to sit with this a bit longer, I think, before I can formulate another thought about it. What am I doing right now, I hear you ask? I am browsing on Kindle Unlimited. I have just put a couple of books on my Kindle, and then I'm going to show you what I've put on it. I'm going to do like a little Kindle TBR tour, because I have done a physical TBR tour. I'll link the video in the description box, but I've never done one of like my books on my Kindle. Also, I never browse Kindle Unlimited on my laptop and it feels like a real treat. This series, the Zodiac Academy series, is like one of the worst series I've ever read in my life, but unfortunately I'm obsessed with it and I still haven't read the newest one and I'm really putting it off. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of at a point where I hate Kindle Unlimited because look at all my recommendations. Kindle Unlimited inspired by your shopping history. Like, I have built this brick by brick for myself, but honestly in like the last year or so there's not been a Kindle Unlimited book that I've read that I've really enjoyed, like a free one. Obviously they do the 99p stuff, which is a lot better because you can kind of get books that you want, but yeah, I'm just not that inspired by Kindle Unlimited. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna download this because I read the first one. It's not bad, I just don't know if I'm just in a different era of reading right now. Like, I don't want to pick up any fantasy at the moment. I get so many C.N. Crawford recommendations. Obviously it's because I've read like 2 of her series, but I didn't really like any of them. That's one of my favourite books. That's on Kindle Unlimited. Like, I'm over this like kind of style of book now, I think. They all just blur into one. I read so many when I first got it and I don't pay for my Kindle Unlimited. So that's why I'm keeping it. I think, let me show you what I've got in my Kindle library. I'm not very good with my Kindle library. I just tend to get rid of stuff when my Kindle gets full. You know, on Kindle Unlimited you can only borrow a certain amount at a time. I've just added Act Your Age, Eve Brown. This is the 3rd in the Brown Sisters series. I've reviewed these in previous months and I really like the first 2 books and I think the 3rd one will be really good. I saw one of my favourite TikTokers say it was one of her best books that she read in 2023, so I've moved this up the priority list. The 7-Year Slip, also mentioned by the same TikToker, and I'm just really kind of on a romance vibe at the moment. I've recently been reading some Emily Henry, and when I say romance vibe, I mean like nice romance, like characters written well, good stories, you get the vibe. Lol. I have the 2nd of this book in here, which is called Sinner, only because it's on Kindle Limited. It never used to be, and I want to see what it's about. The Mile High book series, I'm on the fence about this one. I've heard quite good reviews about it, so let me know if you've read this and you think it's worth it. I'm not really that invested in sports romances. It's a hockey romance. Obviously that's like really trendy at the moment, but yeah. So this is one of my favourite series, but this is no small investment. There are 8 books in this series. Let's click on it. I haven't got all of them. This is the most recent one. This is a full-blown like historical vampire sexy fantasy series. The first book, it has no business being this long, but I think the first book is 800 pages and the rest of the series follow a similar vein, and it is such a slow burn. I had to turn you around. It is such a slow burn. I think we are glimpsing ankles by halfway through. So I recommended this like 2 years ago when I first read it. I devoured the series. Unfortunately, everyone I know IRL that I've recommended it to hasn't liked it because the first book is a slog. It's a lot of law, it's a lot of court politics, like quite intense court politics, and you don't get a lot of sexy time until like, it's a very slow burn, so until very late in the book. But I like fell in love with Leo and Cassia. The whole series, each book is really long. They're like 600 to 800 pages, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think they need to be that long, and the covers of the books are terrible. So the first book is 666 pages. I lied, all of them are around 600 pages, but they go on forever. The most recent one, okay, the one I read, book 7, is 885 pages, which is so long. So I've been waiting for that to come out because it's an unfinished series and it came out in June. So I'm gonna read the newest one soon. It's called Blood Feast. It's very old-timey vampires and like sense of propriety, XYZ. But yeah, I don't know anyone that's read them and enjoyed them. It's probably just because the first one is so long and not a reflection on me and my taste in books. That's what I'm going to pretend anyway. And then I have The Book That Wouldn't Burn, which I think is a fantasy sci-fi. This looks really good, and I saw the physical book in Waterstones the other day and it's beautiful. I've downloaded a lot of short books next, which I still haven't gotten to. So I've got Mr. Salary by Sally Rooney, Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka, Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu, White Nights by Dostoevsky, Those are all short books, so I should be reading them soon, but I've just been putting them off. She Who Became the Sun has been on my TBR. This has been here for like a year. It's still on Kindle Unlimited. If this is good, let me know, because I just need a push. Black Sunshine, I'm probably not going to read this. I just downloaded this on a whim, but I don't love Karina Howe books. Saying the Vampire Conqueror I really want to read because I love Carissa Broadbent's books and I love vampires. If you've seen anything in my digital TBR that you think I should be bumping up the list, I'd love to hear, because I find it really hard to decide what to read, and what I should do is just download them and then read them straight away. But do I do that? Of course I don't. Anyway, I think I'm going to log off for the evening, friends. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of like bookish vlog and you've had a good time. Remember, it's not about the pace at which you enjoy books, it's about the quality of your time spent with the books. That's what I'm going to say. This was a little different for me, but if you enjoyed your time here, a like, a subscribe, a comment, you know the drill, is always so appreciated. I will put my socials in the description box down below, including my Storygraph. I don't use Goodreads, but you should add me on Storygraph if that floats your boat. I find the reviewing system a little bit more robust, although I am very behind on reviews. I upload on Wednesdays and Sundays in the evening sometimes, but yeah, I will see you on the next video. Have a lovely rest of your week, or start to your week whenever I'm uploading this, and I will see you soon.